Hello and welcome to the Bot Box. Yeah, spelling is important, kids. No doubt those of you who watch the Bot Box with subtitles probably got the Darke Destroyer, Dark being spelled without an E. Oh well, the Darke Destroyer is named for the Darke family, who made it into the helicopter-esque dark grey robot into Series 3 and its successor in Series 4. How can I describe the Darke Destroyer? Well, it was a reverse wedge robot, dark grey with an X-shaped spinner, which, if it hit something too hard, turns into a bar spinner. It also had an articulated head with an angry face painted on. The way it steered made it look like the Darke Destroyer was looking where it was going. It also looked like it was cross-eyed. And it also had a wide turning circle and no ceramic. The Darke Destroyer found home in Series 3 Heat F in amongst a whole load of newcomers, and T2 and Mortis. The Darke Destroyer's first fight was against one of the Heat's many newcomers, Sergeant Meikle. The Darke Destroyer didn't take long to go after Sergeant Meikle, but its spinner attacks were putting the spinner right in the path of Sergeant Meikle's axe. Oh, sorry, it looked anyway. Sergeant Meikle's axe could only lightly tap the Darke Destroyer on the head, which didn't really do much damage at all. Then the Darke Destroyer's spinner got stopped for a second before starting up again. It got involved in a pushing war. Sergeant Meikle had its blade stopped for a second time, and it became clear that the Darke Destroyer was a robot that needed breathing space. Sergeant Meikle therefore refused to give the Darke Destroyer any breathing space and tried to introduce the Darke Destroyer to Matilda. Tried being the operative word here. The Darke Destroyer escaped, and Sergeant Meikle got poked out of the CBZ by Matilda. As the action took both robots close to the pit, though, the Darke Destroyer's blades ceased to be X-shaped and became a bar spinner. Seconds later, time ran out. The judges were called in, and the Darke Destroyer won. Cue minor amazement over the cosmetic damage done to Sergeant Meikle. This was 2 episodes before Hypnodisc showed up, ladies and gentlemen of the audience. Fun fact, Hypnodisc makes a cameo appearance in this episode just before the Heat final. Next up for the Darke Destroyer was T2, which didn't have a weapon. Well, much of one anyway. Remember this. T2 started the battle by shoving the Darke Destroyer around, shoving the helicopter-esque bot into dead metal and doing what any opponent to the Darke Destroyer should do. That's right, give it no breathing space. The Darke Destroyer got a head wound for its trouble. Of course, that only made the Darke Destroyer mad, and it shoved dead metal and T2 at the same time. T2 got hit by the Darke Destroyer, so T2 shoved the Darke Destroyer dangerously close to Shunt, but the Darke Destroyer got away. It took a while for T2 to catch up with the Darke Destroyer. It had to get out of dead metal's claws pretty quickly, but once it did, it kept shoving the Darke Destroyer. Well, once it caught up again. This was mainly around the arena, but the Darke Destroyer did make contact with a wall. T2 was still shoving the Darke Destroyer when time ran out. The battle thus went to the judges. There was a split decision in favour of the Darke Destroyer. Cue a ton of booing. So, why did the Darke Destroyer win? Aggression, apparently, because T2 didn't really have a weapon. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, this is one of the lesser known controversial judges in the history of robotic combat. Still, the Darke Destroyer got through, facing Gravedigger in its very first heat final. It was also Gravedigger's first heat final. The heat final started with two robots circling each other and Gravedigger attempting to flip the Darke Destroyer. It didn't really help that whilst Gravedigger was trying to shove the Darke Destroyer around, it couldn't attack Gravedigger. The Darke Destroyer, that is. The Darke Destroyer did get breathing space and scratched Gravedigger with its spinner, which didn't fault this time. Gravedigger made its attacks count though, shoving the Darke Destroyer over the flame pit and into dead metal. The Darke Destroyer got another head wound, escaped, got more breathing space, but didn't seem quite mobile. It did still move, but nearly met dead metal again thanks to Gravedigger. Gravedigger did manage to land a flip, though. Whilst the Darke Destroyer landed on its wheels, which was a good thing, it also landed in dead metal's clutches, which was not a good thing. It got away only to catch up with Gravedigger, who introduced it to an arena war. It wasn't long after this shove when an arena spike popped up under the Darke Destroyer. Gravedigger took advantage, flipped the Darke Destroyer upside down and landed right next to Shunt. Whilst the Darke Destroyer was being attacked by Shunt and dead metal, Gravedigger went after Sergeant Bash, and thus the Darke Destroyer went out. Time to talk about this serious flaw design then. So, the cross-eyed face, steering by the front part, colour scheme and reverse wedge shape remained, but the articulation and the spinner were gone. In its place were tiny axes known by the team as wagglers. No, really, that is what the team called them. It found a home in Series 4 Heat G along with the now 13th seeded Gravedigger. Darke Destroyer 2, seeking revenge for its loss to the Flipper, it did not end up in Gravedigger's melee. Oh no, it was in a melee with Warhog and the 29th seed Dreadnought XP1, two robots known for being a glass cannon and constantly breaking down respectively. By that I mean Warhog was known for the glass cannon stuff and Dreadnought the constantly breaking down stuff. Oh, and actually those wagglers are also accompanied by the reverse wedge and spikes as weapons, so it was a bit more weapony. Darke Destroyer 2 went after Dreadnought XP1 at first, but backed off when Warhog showed up, Warhog being a full body spinner. It hit Dreadnought but vanished off camera, so Darke Destroyer 2 shoved Dreadnought XP1 a bit. Until Warhog showed up, hit both Dreadnought XP1 and Darke Destroyer 2 in rapid succession before stopping moving. Dreadnought XP1 sent Warhog towards the wall, and the two robots concentrated on each other, that is Darke Destroyer 2 and Dreadnought XP1, whilst Warhog's team learnt that Newton's third law is mean, and so are the house robots. Darke Destroyer 2 did rescue Warhog from the arena flipper. By now, Dreadnought XP1 was also dead and disrobed, so it was pretty clear that Darke Destroyer 2 had made it through that fight. So did Dreadnought XP1, by the way. Next for Darke Destroyer 2 was Chronic the Wedgehog. The two circled each other for a bit before Chronic the Hedgehog attempted to flip and missed, so the Darke Destroyer 2 shoved it halfway across the arena. In fact, it shoved Chronic the Hedgehog around the arena quite a bit until Chronic the Hedgehog got into a position where it could flip Darke Destroyer 2 onto its side, revealing a PTO message. You see, a Darke Destroyer 2 still had no streamic. Chronic the Hedgehog then sent Darke Destroyer 2 to Shunt, where it got axed and Dead Metal showed up too. It took flight and eventually got pitted by Skillalot. And that was that. Now, I'd say there was a Darke Destroyer 3 returning in Series 5 with a thirst for vengeance. Yeah, that never happened. I honestly prefer the look of the first Darke Destroyer, but it was lucky to get as far as it did. Those blades folded a bit too easily, and as for those Wragglers, dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm not surprised it never got seeded, and it shouldn't have beaten T2. And they also did not learn that streamix are useful, and they got eliminated by being blipped. So, who's next? It is time to find out. It's RoboCow. Until next week, Callison244 out.